Hello. Hey. Sevendorf. Yeah, no problem. I'll try and stream most of it. Hopefully it doesn't go too long. But, yeah. I'll do my best. We should be able to jump in a moment. All right. Helps if I'm in TeamSpeak as well. That would probably go down well. Let's put TeamSpeak on. Oh, well, hey, Kings. Yeah, Evelyn doesn't want to stream it, so I'm doing it. If I have to dip out for any reason, then I will ask Evelyn to stream. Hopefully it shouldn't last more than an hour. Here we go.
User in your channel was kicked from the server. Sound resumed.
Here we go. Hey, Agwe. You nervous?
I am super nervous.
You'll be fine. Whatever happens.
Yeah.
You're still gonna wake up tomorrow, and we'll face whatever comes. If it's nothing, if it's something, you ain't alone.
Okay. Okay.
I can break you out if you like.
No, John.
No? Okay. No, okay, cool.
Don't even joke about that.
Yeah, I'm joking.
Okay.
No, it's fine. It'll all be good. Hopefully everyone starts waking up. You see, you have to be there 1/4 past the hour.
What?
You have to be there 15 minutes past the hour, right?
Yes.
All right.
There's one. Oh, hey.
Stop nervous pacing.
I can't help it, man.
Hey, listen, John's just offering. He knows people. Look, here's Evelyn.
Oh, there's Evelyn. All right. Sorry. Sorry.
And breathe.
You got this. And we're here for you.
I know. I know. I know.
Just be honest and get through this. Whatever happens, you'll get through this.
Okay.
It'll be over soon.
Yeah. Like I said, whatever happens, you know, you still wake up in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not dead.
Yeah, that's true.
Just gotta wait for the old man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna wait outside
Alright.
for him, so just air.
Well, he's got to come through here anyways, so.
He's got what?
He's got to come through here to clock in.
Yeah. Bless Agwe. He's so nervous. I don't blame him, but
Yeah.
do you take a different entrance to me, or do we all go through the same entrance? 'Cause
I'll
I-
go through the same entrance.
Oh, good. Because I don't have a clue where I'm going.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Hey, Howdy. So it's kind of hard to see, but like a block away from here on the map, there is a scale.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
Yeah.
All right. And it's just the front doors are there, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, here's Apollo. And there goes Apollo. There runs Apollo.
Where?
You know, now he walks.
Oh,
there
yep.
we go.
You realize there's a doctor behind you, right, Rhea?
Who?
I'm
Yeah,
medical
but you're
division.
busy. You're
I'm
busy,
medical
though.
division.
You're
Do you
busy.
I can literally check you over, and if you are good to go, I can clear you on your medical card. It is
Oh my
part
God.
of my
Do
duty.
you have
with the
time? Do
certification.
you have time to do that
Oh.
right
Yes,
now,
from
please?
what I've been told,
Please.
the judge might be late. So
And
yes.
we gotta wait for Alan
Thank you.
anyway. He's coming from Rhodes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, can
All
you
right.
please medically clear me? I'm tired of being on medical leave of
Yeah.
absence.
Well, I need to get the card. Give me a minute. Just go sit
Mhm.
over. Just
Can
go. If
we
you
get
want
the
to make
doors
it private,
unlocked
just-
real quick?
Yeah. Give me a minute.
I
Sorry.
don't care.
You're good.
Thank you.
Hello, Fletcher.
Howdy all, how you doing?
Oh, I'm gonna say shit. Actually, crap. We could probably have. I don't know if Forte or the others did it. Tamara, I know you're not.
All right. Whatever.
He was outside getting fresh air.
Yay. Alright. To the courthouse we go.
Kick some ass.
I think.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Apollo, you're very silent, by the way.
Oh,
I can hear you.
You're fine.
No, he was just for me. He was very silent.
okay.
Mm.
Am I quiet? No.
No, you're good.
Alright, good.
Alright.
Alright, let's go.
Oh,
Said to walk away.
Calm down. Calm down.
I was talking about laughing.
You guys
Fuck
look
it.
great.
Meant laugh.
How many paces do you walk in the driveway?
Break it. Break my composure
About
and laugh.
like, if I was to gauge a number, like I'm feeling like, I feel like I'm a good 60.
I mean, unfortunately, painfully gay.
What? I was what? I was
Fair.
fair. I was.
You might have said that a little bit too loudly.
No, I didn't.
I love it.
I mean, it shouldn't be painful.
Sneak entrance.
There's a sneak entrance.
There's a sneak entrance.
Ooh, this way.
Someone grab me and put me in a fucking carriage to Valentine.
Probably because you stink.
Fuck off.
Look like the Valen. I love it. Come on, John.
Down outside.
I was saying how to Yoff.
Oh, there's a yacht.
Howdy Yoff.
Hey, listen.
I'm doing okay. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta keep it professional between DOP and the defendant.
You know,
keep it professional.
Okay, so
Yeah.
oh no,
Guilty
I'm gonna break
criminal.
my bail. Goodbye.
Oh no, what a shame. Oh gee, what's that over there?
you know where Yoff's
Oh
over
my
there,
god.
right?
Where's Yoff?
He's by the door to the courthouse.
Oh, is he? Oh, I didn't
Behind
even
the
see
pillar.
Shit, I can't believe that I'm friends and dating a criminal.
What a
How
Oh,
could
no.
I?
My god.
Hey, he's not in our custody right now.
How could I ever do something so heinous?
Oh no.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
Wait, you're marrying him, aren't you?
yeah. No, as I've stated multiple times before, my first friend ever in state was Kim Soo-krae, the leader of the Krays. So
Game's great. Shit. Only ever heard about him in stories. Way before that.
So you're really continuing your streak, huh?
Oh, here comes Shelby. Alexander. Okay.
All right.
Hey, Shelby.
Howdy.
Howdy.
wait, you only ever heard
Howdy.
about Kim Soo-krae's stories?
Hey, loco.
Only ever heard about Howdy, Miss Eveline. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, Marco. How y'all doing?
Not too bad. Got a bit of a cold, but otherwise, pretty good.
Nice rocket, not wearing a shirt.
There's Maz and Koshka.
This
Here
is gonna get
comes-
real dusty.
And is that? And here comes Kate Anderson and our big mean boss.
Oh, no.
There's
Hey,
only
Olive.
there's
It's the
already
boss
4
lady.
DOP here, so
Howdy. Hey, hey.
I know, I won't participate if there's a transport.
Yeah, they might have you if you can go put your weapons on like a horse or something.
Where the fuck is your shirt?
Howdy! How you been?
Very well. Very happy. Happy.
Oh!
Howdy, kiddo.
There's a lot of people here.
Pretty good, Koshka. Hey, Maz.
Hi, Maz. Hi, Cat.
Howdy.
Hello.
Howdy, Moss.
is that Piper? they're gonna want us to put our weapons away.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, I mean, I have a badge on my chest, you don't. Makes sense for you to put your guns away.
Okay. If I want, maybe I'm gonna get my badge again. And I'm gonna take my weapons.
Do it.
I still have at my place my first badge when I was still a deputy, so
Hey,
I'm gonna put
Pin
it
it
on.
to your eye patch.
get the love more you brother.
Nothing.
You
have a
guys need to search me. Probably do.
Search you.
No, you didn't. Just search me.
Howdy, Fletcher.
Hello, how you doing?
Doing alright.
Well, see, I'm about to go fucking change though, seeing fucking Rocket over there not wearing a shirt. This is bullshit. Why do I have to dress up? I think wear that. Huh?
Because we have standards, shall we?
Well, I mean, but look, like look at this. Why do I have to dress up? They don't even have a shirt.
Because I have to dress up, you have to dress up.
Well, listen, I know your eyesight's not what it used to be, Moss, but I'm not Allie.
$4.30. Nice.
Oh, fuck you.
All $4.30.
Yeah, she had to clean up so I could come here.
Who's newest DOP, by the way?
Who's?
Newest.
Who's newest?
That'd probably be me.
Okay, you're doing paperwork. Congratulations.
Alright.
Oh.
Are we gonna need paperwork?
We're just gonna need if we transport.
Alright, I can do that.
Hopefully we won't have to, so you get out of it easy.
Yeah, I don't mind doing paperwork.
I feel like Maz is gonna get me on the scruff of my neck and just watch me. Watch me.
2 minutes before I do exactly that.
So, Olive, are we gonna have to put our little
Hey,
arms
Fletcher,
away
you're still a
weapons?
So we might have to go. So what's probably gonna happen is we're gonna have to go stick them in a box somewhere, and they're gonna lock them away. But you don't have to put them on your horses. It really just depends who's doing security. But there's like a little box in there. We can go and put them in.
Good to know.
Just apologize to be right.
Apparently not.
Is security here?
I don't know, is the security here?
It'd be the deputies.
I don't see any
doesn't look
deputies
like it.
other than I only see 2 deputies in their off duty.
Hey, blue, I like it.
Hey, O'Neill. Yeah, I'm covering Agwe's trial. Well, as much of it as I can. Though, apparently it's going to be late, so I don't think I'm going to get to the end of it. Yeah.
Because normally they'll start letting people in around this time. Even if someone's not here yet.
Hang on a sec. What did you say?
Falling asleep on your feet there?
No, just listening.
Howdy ho.
Yeah.
Howdy off.
Follow you. You are holding that newspaper like it's
Very aggressively.
very precious to you. You know?
I mean, to be fair with you, ever since the misprint, I fucking hate the people. God,
Watchmen, are you guys now aware you guys can help assist the farms when you guys are clocked on?
No.
There's a cotton farm, you know, the one in Sisica. You guys can go ahead and pick cotton from there if you're on duty. Just because sometimes the prisoners suck at it, so.
Nice.
I am doing
Good
it.
enough.
Why does Agwe look like a bun filled with strawberry?
No question.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
Agwe looks amazing.
A little dessert.
I mean,
Okay,
it's a
thank you.
lot better than the pink suit he had earlier.
I had a pink suit earlier. What?
Yeah, that one day when, you know, you went to change your Valentine and all.
I don't remember this pink suit. Do you remember this pink suit, Alika? I don't.
You're making it sound like a children's book. Do you remember the pink suit? Oh boy. Man, fucking tough crowd tonight, huh? Jesus.
Be professional.
It's good of the judge to be late, though.
Cole, do you need cotton for anything?
Apollo.
What do you need it for?
Just one word.
Maybe I'll do it before.
I don't want to
Yeah?
annoy people. Just a quick question. How late does the judge have to be for us to get a free pizza? Is that how he works?
A free pizza?
How big is that?
12 feet by 12 feet. My entire room will just be one big mattress.
So.
Get the free pizza.
Okay, that's fine.
No.
He's whispering, but I can't hear him. All right.
Oh no.
All right. Said something about the prosecution. Yeah. All right, bro. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, we're gonna.
All right.
Question is, what the hell?
So many people. How many chairs are there inside?
They're on their way. They're on their way.
I believe there's like 60
Judge is not
Alright.
judge is not awake yet though. So we're gonna
I am Cole Acre.
judges seat.
Yeah, you did a gun for Agwe, right?
Speaking on the levels and WWRP.
Lancaster.
69.
Yeah.
Hey.
One on that's on my bag.
Yeah.
I only got
Yeah, we'll go check.
like the
Oh.
barrel. The stock is in. But it
Interesting. Interesting. Okay, yeah.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah, I can bring it on by sometime. I can look at it and probably fix it.
Oh, sorry, professional.
Oh
yeah,
professional.
Professional. Professional. Let me just be professional.
You almost succeeded.
Almost.
Almost.
What a shame.
Such a shame.
Oh yeah. Look. So I'm mumbling out loud.
You're mumbling a lot, like really.
I mean, Alika, that's quite an accurate impression of what Apollo's been doing. Well, now it sounds like we're all eating, so.
That's not good.
That's about right.
I can see everybody, but I think it's gonna get real hairy here soon.
Everyone wants to see this apparently.
Oh yeah.
Quite the spectacle, I would assume. What?
Oh, how's the Agwe?
How are you?
Pretty good. I should over here to see goddamn.
Is this a good time to start speaking about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Yes, because chances are the dust is gonna get really fucking bad.
Yeah.
No, speaking of which, while we're on the subject of dust and building so
Alright. Yeah?
Getting pretty bad around here already.
subscribe to?
No.
Non-practicing Christian?
I believe in the religion of John.
The only reason why I ask is because if I'm going to be writing these, if I'm going to be ordained, I should probably write some protocols.
Yeah, but I feel like you should just write it as Apollo to us. Don't worry about religion.
Well, bear in mind, Yoga Apollo was Russian.
Yes, but you're our friend, so just write about us and don't worry about religion.
Sure.
hell, you could turn up and go, all right, let's get this on with. Do you want to be with him? Yeah. Do you want to be with them? No. Okay. Right. Good.
We
Done.
better move the way through the wagon. Don't
Does
want to get
anybody
hit.
have any reason why these two should not be wed?
Yeah. Let's just leave that bit.
Drawers and shoes.
We'll leave that bit. Throw that bit out.
No, I'm gonna leave that bit in and make sure that it's stressed that anybody
Oh.
there can be drawn and shot.
Oh, there are a lot of goddamn children.
If they think they're faster than the preacher, they can try.
it is getting. Is this gonna have to be taken somewhere else, or?
I'm not gonna get you a
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't put this in the district.
It's fine.
Okay.
Holy shit, you took my time.
Dre, didn't you
Oh,
do
hi,
that?
Dre. There he is.
I'm so sorry.
It's all
I'll
good.
preface it now. I was having some head issues. I might still have head issues. So
I think-
just bear with
I
me.
think
I
that's gonna be
apologize.
everyone.
Yeah.
Considering the nice
Yeah. Well, I think once we get inside.
Nope. This is in the normal server.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's just do prosecute. Oh, we're waiting on Alan. All right. Yeah, when Alan
We'll be
gets.
around the ranch, and if you need something, just
No
say.
one
Yeah.
should be inside.
All right.
Why would you?
Have a good day, and good
Bye.
luck to it.
I want to sit here and watch.
You'll be fine, Agwe.
Okay.
If you get nervous, I can dance in the back. You know.
Yeah, and get contempt of court. Yeah, right.
Contempt. I'll get money thrown at me.
Am I gonna be around after the trial?
Got a wedding to pay for. No, I don't know why they weren't expecting a crowd, but they weren't.
So we're just waiting for Alan.
Oh, it's Ellen, he said. I thought he said Ellen. I was like, who the hell is Ellen?
No,
I think
Alan, because I think
Alan is inside.
Yeah, I did see
Alan's
Ellen
inside?
No, never mind. That's not true. I saw him sprint that way. Randomly, he just went
The
that
courthouse will only allow so many people in it, so if people line up, it'll probably be a little easier.
way. Makes sense.
Well, you're gonna have to
Ow.
Howdy.
Is this the line?
Do subpoena skip the line?
So I would say if you're subpoenaed, go to the front of the line just to make sure you get into the courthouse. And if you're on, and then if you're on duty as well, try to get to the front of the line too. Just because the courthouse, you know, they have like those little whatever they're called, where they only allow so many people in a building.
Hello, up here with us.
Alright, I got a couple lines.
Ira, you might want to go.
Make room for the carriage cart.
Join the pile at the front door.
the law pile.
Alright.
You might wanna move.
Oh.
Shouldn't the marshal be up here too?
Oh,
or?
yeah.
Unless
The
he's subpoenaed
prosecution's
or
gonna come
assistant,
first.
then
Whoever is prosecution.
Do you want the? No, never mind.
Oh, go ahead, sir.
I can see you.
Did they say like 3, 2, 1, run? How's this work?
Defense or defendant? Both of you. The whole defense team. So let me patch you down. You're good. Let me patch you down. Okay. Yeah, make sure you put your knife and gun away. I'm not gonna remember who you are. You might want to just put it on your force. Or come find me. Would you be able to come find me? Okay, please. I'm just gonna take that from you for now. Alright, you should be good. No, you're fine. Fine.
Oh my fucking god, Fletcher. What
We
are
could
you
form
wearing?
2 lines now. Actually,
said
if y'all
that?
want to form 2
King.
lines, we're gonna have 2 lines
Come
going.
on. We're having
go
drinks.
first.
Why
Yeah,
are we
anyone
here
that's
talk? What the
subpoenaed,
fuck are-
please
what is
come
on your
first.
Shelby.
Shelby.
Are you speaking?
What is on
Nora?
your face?
Okay.
Smack. What's on my
Excuse me?
Cross
Yeah,
your
so
cheek
we're
and
gonna.
bitch if you keep going on.
Alright.
You're good, Nora.
Alright.
Anyone subpoenaed, come to me.
There's
2 lines.
Son of a-
Because there's 2 deputies.
You have continued to ignore me, by the way.
2 whole
Oh.
deputies.
Alright, I mean, I could search you anyways.
Fucking
Yeah,
Christmas.
they're gonna.
You should put all your Alright, what's going on, Howard? Alright, you'll do that then. Alright. Alright, anyone else? Okay.
Mollie, you go first.
You're good.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on. Okay.
Good to go.
You're closer to him than I
I
am.
never know.
Anyone
Your
else wants to
subpoena.
join me?
Couldn't agree more.
Get you down.
Nothing else to do. We can go and sniff out
Alright, you're good.
the shits. Just
Oh.
sniff some
Out
shit.
of there.
I don't want. I sniff shit every day. I'm a fucking cowboy. Literally deal with
You're good.
cow shit every day.
Ah, okay, so it's not like a kink thing?
No, it's not a cake thing, Fletcher. It's not a fucking.
Out of there.
Okay, just clarifying.
You're good.
I have a feeling that I'm not gonna make the
I
cutoff.
mean, you get on in and there's a lockbox in there that the assistant warden's talking about. Want to put your stuff in there?
Somehow this line split
If
into
that's
one
what you all were doing. Oh, fair enough.
That's
the point.
Go on, Alec.
Moss, you're gonna need to put all your weapons away. You got a lot of weapons.
I don't.
You do. Can you please put them all away?
Oh shit, I did that too. You can roll for me, right?
There's so many! I can't hold 15 weapons.
It's not a big thing. So many weapons.
I can't hold them all, I don't have room. I know you, but like, you know, still.
Clearly not.
I can't. No, I can't. There's.
What do you mean?
I can't carry all these. Can you please put them on yours?
What do you not like my? You not like my outfit?
No, Moss, you're not keeping the machete. No.
It fits under my shirt.
Stop it.
Vale.
God.
Had it.
Really need searching on duty as an officer.
Oh.
You don't
Oh,
think
you
so,
just,
but if
okay,
you want to say
you're
that,
good.
you know, I don't have
No,
any time.
you're a marshal. Go in. I
good.
didn't see the badge because
Thank
it's
you.
yellow.
Have a good day. Okay. Oh, this is pretty.
Oh.
We'll do left.
Were you back here the whole time?
Yeah, but I'm also playing musical chairs.
Oh, okay.
Sounds about right for you, Fletcher.
Let's see what this shit show
Anyone got a
is.
spare rag and clean my boots with?
Got smoke in here?
Yeah.
I'll probably strangle him anyway. Okay, I can't see. Who's sitting where?
Probably gonna tell y'all to lock it after.
No veo nada.
Wait, what is going on?
Que no puedo ver.
Oh no. She's gone full Spanish maid.
So you're playing musical chairs there, huh? Oh, okay. Hello. You trying to cuddle with me? Let's.
How's your
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, this is going to be an absolute shit show. Look how big the judge's chair is as well. It looks like a fucking child.
the patterns are defending my arm?
I gotta learn some new curse words.
Here.
Jesus.
I'm a rancher,
The
Fletcher.
back of that shirt leaves a lot to be desired, doesn't it?
I'm a fucking rancher.
Well, what are you doing here?
What is on the back of the shirt? Is it wolves?
I'm a very bored rancher.
Clearly. Not very busy, huh?
There's nothing going on right now. Leave me alone. I decided I'd come watch a court case, and then I thought I'd be able to find a marshal while I was here. And look and behold, I did.
How's your son?
He's still
Maybe.
alright. Why, did he do something while I was out of state?
I was gonna say it's very
Not that I know
loud.
of. Just being friendly is all. Did he go to school? Yeah.
He did go to school.
Jesus.
So when he was 2, right? So let me prerequisite this. When my daughter was 1, have you met my daughter Lily? Lillian Anderson. I don't know. You might have met her.
I don't know.
But anyway,
It's gonna be hard to see.
My daughter, she was a kid. She's about 18 months old, right? It was a very cold, blustering morning, and I was walking outside to bring her with me, and I was holding her, and I tripped, and she fell and hit her head 7 times.
I'm the bailiff.
Tall miss.
So, okay, to clarify, that was 7 times you did that?
7. No. She hit her head 7 times in that.
Oh, okay, she bounced.
Yeah, she bounced down the stairs.
Okay.
Tall miss. We had. So my daddy was a very well-off man after he did some gold mining. We had a rather large house. Being that, me and my wife, we lived there because, well, I mean, it was free. And my dad let us live there, and there was no point in leaving because I love my family. And
Really?
shut up, you. I love my family. Huh?
Well, carry on.
No, what did you say? Did you say so did I? Or so
No,
do I? Wait,
so
you
do it.
You love my family?
Not yours. Not
Well, I
yours.
said I love my family, and you said so do I.
Well, I love my family too.
Okay, you should probably say that next time, not so do I.
Carry
Say
on
you
with your
just
dropping
say that
children.
you love your wife. Do you have a wife?
No.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No.
See, now I can't. Never mind. Anyway,
Just tell me how you dropped your children.
my son Thomas I was holding him.
Judge
This was
Alexander
about
J is now presiding over the
month
court.
and a half
Do
later.
not stand. You don't have to. It's fine.
And I fell down the stairs with him.
All right.
He hit his head on all
Ladies
15
and gentlemen,
stairs.
at this
Bam,
time, this
bam.
court is now in session and under my authority for the full duration of this proceeding. Y'all already know who I am. If you don't, let me tell you. My name is Alexander Dre, Circuit Judge of the state of New Alexandria. I got a couple of rules. I'll keep them simple.
Thank God they shut up.
Don't yell. Keep whatever you want to say to a whisper. I don't care if you're wearing a hat or a coat. Man could be possibly facing jail time, and I think it's a bit more important than your attire. But look pretty, I guess. But most importantly, please listen to the deputies here with us today, as it is their job to keep us all safe.
No, you definitely look pretty there, Fletcher.
Since I've said these out loud, and you all heard me, therefore it is ordered any person who breaks these rules shall be charged with and found guilty of contempt of court or any other charges the court believes is adequate. The bailiff will maintain order in this court. They and any other deputy shall be the only persons who will remain armed. I too will have my gavel, which in honor of the tradition laid out by First Chief Justice Tully is named ad hominem, because if I have to remove it from my holster, it will be attacking your character and not your arguments. Now that we're all ready, this court is hereby in session. Prosecution, can you please read the charges aloud?
The defendant is being charged with 1 count of aggravated battery with a weapon.
Alright. Defense, how does the defendant plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Alright. We will then move into Opening statements, prosecution.
To the courts. Today the prosecution will provide an array of evidence that shows that Agwe Dunsha should be found guilty of aggravated battery with a weapon. In the New Alexandria laws and ordinances, battery with a weapon is defined as involving unlawful physical contact or any unlawful or unwanted touching of a person by another aggressor, or by a substance put in motion by the aggressor involving an object that could reasonably be considered a weapon, and that an aggravation shall be added when the crime is committed with a weapon. You will hear evidence today that shows that Mr. Dunsha did indeed strike Shay Linderley with his pistol, which would fall under unlawful physical contact of a person by the aggressor. The use of his firearm in this instance would be cause for the aggravated circumstance. On December 20th, 1902, Mr. Dunsha approached Shay Linderley whilst they were complying with deputies and giving a statement about events that had occurred prior. He pulled out his pistol and knocked him over the head. And whilst Mr. Dunsha was employed by the Department of Prisons at the time, you will hear today that those who were present and taking the statement that Shay Linderley was not showing any signs of aggression and were complicit in answering the deputies' questions. They were of no threat to anyone present, and Mr. Dunshan's actions were not that of an on-duty prison guard fulfilling his duties, but rather an angry man seeking revenge and looking to take the law into his own hands. Thank you.
Defense, opening statement.
To the courts. My client, an on-duty member of the Department of Prisons, injured Shay Linderley on Sisika grounds after being informed and witnessing for himself that his friend, Inya Nordskov, was dead. These facts are irrefutable, and my mission today is not to disprove them. In fact, I believe the context in which the defendant's actions were committed are paramount to understanding whether or not he should be deemed criminally liable. I will prove today that with the way it is written, the defendant was well within the powers granted to him under H.R. 176, Department of Prisons Act, to punish Shay Linderley physically without criminal charges being placed against him. In addition, from witness testimony, depositions, and written statements, I will appeal to the reputations and past of the involved parties, whilst giving insight to the events leading up to the defendant striking Shay with their revolver.
Alright. On that note, prosecution, your first witness.
The prosecution would like to call Nora Jones up to the stand.
Alright, Miss Jones, put your hand on the Bible.
First for the Constitution, please.
Constitution is right there, sure. Alright, you swear to the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yep.
Alright, witness is sworn in. Go to the bench to your left hand. There you go.
Alright, prosecution, when you are ready.
It's
For
really
the courts,
interesting.
Could you, to the best of your recollection, recount the events of that day from when you, along with the other deputies, were taking Linderley's statement?
So we were called to the prison because of the whole Linderley Inya situation, and after we were done taking statements inside the building, we went outside because at that moment Mr. Dunsha was outside with the prisoner on the tower, keeping her away from the them away from the for everyone else inside, for a reason that I'm not really sure about. So we made our way there, and we were left on our own with Linderley, and me and the other deputy had our recruits start questioning them, which they were cooperative. They weren't doing much anything that could have told me that they were an immediate threat, but Miss Linderley, Miss Linderley has been in there for hard crimes, and we always stay vigilant around her.
Judge, I would like the last part struck from the record. Lindalee not on trial here.
Sorry, I'm getting a bit away of my.
No, you're fine. Yeah, if you can, just keep it to.
So
the
we
incident.
we got there. We were questioning her, and then after a while, Mr. Dunshaw over here came out, and he was
So what do you want in this
I
case,
could see
Sarah?
that he was rather angry
Fletcher?
in his body language,
Guilty,
so I
not
went up to
guilty?
him trying to ask him what was going on.
It's a dangerous question to ask.
He wasn't talking to me, so I tried to stop him a few times.
I'm not asking you as
but
a man with a
he
badge.
eventually
I'm
got
asking you as what I would assume is a friend of
over
the person
around
who
me, and that's when
defended in this
he
case.
went over to Linderlee and shot them with
Or
the
at least
butt
a colleague.
of his gun.
Well, if it was me
And
prosecuting,
he
that'd be
was
trouble.
then brought back into the prison by another guard, and we rendered medical aid to Linderlee.
Thank you. How long have you been a deputy for?
About 2 years, 2.5 years.
Okay. And in your professional opinion as a deputy that deals with criminals,
Yeah, I'm
was
close
there
to it.
any immediate threat
Is there any other type
in
of
that
deputy?
situation?
Objection, speculation.
She's speaking on her personal experience as a deputy who has experience with criminals and was present. Did she feel threatened?
I'll say overruled as long as Miss Nora Jones speaks to her experience as a deputy. If she felt threatened at that time or anything of the such.
The person we had in front of us had just admitted to murder, and is a criminal that was known with.
Did
a
you
long
feel
charge.
in
Yes,
any
I did.
immediate danger?
I always feel threatened when I'm in presence of.
But
of
did you
Linderlee.
feel in any immediate danger, like they were about to attack you?
No.
Objection asked and answered.
No, I did not.
I will say overruled on the fact that question was then changed.
I was clarifying further.
Yeah, but try not to badger the witness, Miss Ira. Let him finish first.
Immediately? No.
Thank you. When you don't need to discuss the contents of the questioning and the statement, as it does not pertain to this case, but when asking questions, was Linderlee responsive and answering the questions that were being asked?
Yes.
Were they complying with any questions or any orders that were being given by the deputies?
Yes.
Do you know if Linderlee was at all searched after they had been injured?
Objection, speculation.
I'm asking if she's aware if they were searched. If she isn't aware, she can simply answer no.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be overruled. Yeah.
No further questions.
Oh, it's so interesting. I feel like Yoff's gonna call objection and stuff a lot. It's his first case, so he's probably a bit nervous with it.
Alright.
He has to be careful not to do it too much.
Would you like to cross defense?
Very briefly, yeah.
Yes.
Hello. So you stated in your jury examination that you were called due to the Inya situation, correct?
Yes.
And you stated that there were other deputies along with you, including some recruits, correct?
Yes.
And while taking Shay's statement regarding the Inya situation, Agwe walks around you and strikes Shay Linderlee with the butt of his weapon. Correct?
I tried to stop him, but yes.
Afterwards, Shay Linderly experiencing memory problems regarding both the Inya? Oh, sorry. I'll start with just one question. I'll move on to the second one. After Shay Linderly was struck by Agwe's weapon, were they experiencing memory problems regarding the Inya situation?
Objection. The witness was not the doctor that treated Shay.
I'll say as long as Nora's speaking to her personal recount of what was happened or if Shay said anything, it'll be allowed. However, of course, Nora's not a doctor.
She is a doctor, she just wasn't the one that treated Shay.
Yes. Well, I mean, as long as Nora's speaking from her own, again, recollection of what happened, if she was showing any memory issues or acting like she didn't know what happened, then that's fine.
The patient did show signs of concussions, but I'm not aware if they showed signs of memory problem.
All right, no further questions, Your Honor.
Interesting question to end on.
Prosecution, would you like to recross?
Yes. As a doctor, you were not the one that treated Shay, but based on the incident, is it likely that Shay could have suffered memory issues?
In my experience, any hit to the head could bring problems like this, yes.
Okay, no further questions.
Defense, would you like to recross?
Yes, I would.
Go for it.
As you stated, in between the December of 20th, in which Shay was struck over the head by Agwe, how long did it take for a deputy to return to Sisika to get Shay's statement on the matter?
I don't think the deputy went back until Miss Holland did.
And was there any... why was that the case?
Objection, speculation. The witness can't know why deputies didn't investigate. They weren't the lead investigator in this case.
Nor did you have any involvement with this case after the fact?
No.
Then sustained.
All right, no further questions, Your Honor.
I have one further question, Your Honor.
Yes.
Oh my god, this is gonna take so long.
In regards to a head injury sustained, as a doctor, in your professional opinion, if a person sustains a head injury that causes memory loss, is it possible that they gain more memories back later down the track?
I've heard of things like that, but I've never witnessed it.
Thank you.
Defense, anything?
No, no further questions.
Oh, thank God.
Thank you, Miss Nora Jones. You are excused. Alright, prosecution, do you have another witness?
The prosecution would like to submit the confession of Agwe to the courts. Would judge like me to read it out loud?
Yes.
Yes,
How
it is.
quickly do you lose the trust?
This
of the
is the
police?
confession of Agwe taken by Senior Deputy Merrily
you begin
Holland
to
on
do
the
this to
30th
them.
of December 1901. I'm going to admit what I did and it wasn't right. But I take Honey out from the cage and I bring Honey out into the fields and I have her hands tied up. And I just start beating and beating Honey with her hands tied up. Something kept me from going all out, and I know why. Because every time I talked to Honey, I got reminded of my siblings. Not because of the murders, but how they act as a person. I can't bring myself to full force my punches, and I punch her 3 times, and I sit, and we keep talking. I start rambling, saying I gave her chances. We stand up, I unbind her hands, and I take her to the windmill tower, and we talk. We talk about life, and I tell her about my life and my siblings. But we didn't get far before deputies wanted to come over. Forte, Jones, and Riolaski come out, and they're looking for me, and I say up here. and get Honey to go down first, and then I go down and stand by as Quinn goes inside to see Inya's progress. 12 minutes go by as they question Honeyfish, and Quinn runs out and says to me, Agwe, Inya died. And I go out there, not believing him. And I go out there seeing Inya laying there like she's asleep. I lose myself. It goes black and it goes white and I start laughing. But it's a denial laughter. I get up and I go back outside and I feel myself taking my gun out. And some part of me knew to not shoot Honey. Nora even tried to stop me, but I push past her and I go to Honeyfish. And I feel an arm raise and Honey stares at me and the deputies are watching me to see what I'm going to do. And I see myself smack Honeyfish over the head. And I can hear a crack over her skull. After that, I go back to Inya and I just keep sobbing and sobbing, and I'm in disbelief that my little buddy that I've known since I came to state. Yeah, we had fallouts, but she was still my friend and I still cared about her. But she's gone, she's fucking gone. After that, I'm a wreck and I can't do anything, so I clock out and Apollo and Evelyn did their best, but they couldn't save her.
Defense, do you have any objections to the statement being provided or anything of such?
The only thing I would ask is, when the statement was taken of Agwe's, quote-unquote confession.
I clarified that at the beginning. It was on the 30th of December.
Thank you. No, I have no further objections, Your Honor.
Alright, the statement of Agwe Dunshaw will be taken into the record. Do you have anything else you would like to provide the court?
Yes, I have the statement of Deputy Giovanni Forte. This was taken on the 6th of January 1902. I can read that out for the court now.
If you don't mind. If your voice is getting tired.
No, it's fine. I don't mind.
Alright.
I was a recruit at the time and was clocked in under Nora. We were called to Sisika Penitentiary as
She's
there
a
was an ongoing
very
scenario that needed our
aggressive
attention. I did not know
lawyer,
what it was
but
until
good.
we arrived at the prison. When we arrived, a guard let us in and I walked in, I saw Agwe. The deputies assessed the situation and made a plan to start to talk to everyone and get statements. I went to get a statement from Agwe. He seemed very distressed and it was difficult to get any information from him, so I moved on. I continued to assist in getting statements and then mentioned that someone should get Honey's statement. We found a guard and asked where Honey was and they said in a solitary cell outside, so we went out to find them. They weren't in the cell, they were on the top of the windmill, but they came down to talk to us. I mentioned to the other deputies that I had no emotional connections to the case as I didn't know Inya at all, and asked if they could let me question Honey. I started to question Honey to get any information about what happened out of them. I was just treating them like a human and they seemed responsive to it. They were giving back the same amount of respect as I was giving them. About 10 minutes passed and I looked up and see Agwe walking towards us. I cannot remember if it was Nora, but someone was trying to stop him. I cannot recall exactly what they were saying as I was keeping my focus on Honey to try and maintain the respect we had between the two of us. Agwe walked up, unholstered his gun and pistol-whipped Honey. He started crying, then just walked away. I stayed with Honey trying to calm them down and looked at their injuries. I'm a doctor under Mountain Medical, and Honey looked pretty knocked up, so I found a guard and asked them where the doctors were, and they told him. I took Honey to the doctors and grabbed some supplies. After looking at their injuries, I determined that they had a concussion and a fracture. I had to plaster their face and give an eye patch. They were under instructions to not go out in sunlight or undertake any strenuous activity as it could aggravate the injuries further. At the time, I do not believe Honey appeared to be suffering from any memory loss. However, it is possible that it could have developed later if they pushed themselves too hard. Whilst I was treating Honey, Nora was talking to Agwe and trying to calm him down. He seemed very not there and like he was in a shell. After patching Honey up, it was decided that our presence was no longer required and we got in a boat to the mainland.
Same question, defense? Any objections or?
The pause isn't good.
No, I have no objections to the matter.
Alright, the statement of
Needs to be
Giovanni
more
Forte
sure
will
of his
be
stuff.
taken to the record. Anything else you'd like to submit, prosecution?
Yes, Your Honor, I have the statement of Deputy Rialaski, taken on the same day, 7th of January.
Alright, you want to read it out or you want to give
Yeah,
yourself
I'm all
a
good
break?
to read it out.
Yeah, alright, take it all on.
I was on duty as a recruit under Carpenter. When we arrived at Sisika, we went inside the walls and it was chaotic. We approached Agwe and Holloway to ask what happened. Kings were off to the side, keeping prisoners at bay. Shay was inside a cage when we arrived and within sight. I split off with Carpenter to take Quinn's statement while the other deputies took Agwe's. Whilst we were doing so, Agwe took Shay out of the cage and brought them outside the walls. We wanted to take a statement from Shay, so we looked around inside. We then found them on top of a windmill. We called them down and Agwe left as we were taking a statement. During the statement, they didn't seem hostile. Near the end of taking the statement, Agwe comes out and he looks angry. The way he was walking, his body language and voice seemed off. Agwe walked up to Shay in front of us and pistol whipped them. At some point, Nora tried to calm Agwe down. Afterwards, Nora informed us that Inya had passed away. We then took Shay inside to get treatment from Forte.
Alright, defense?
No objections, Your Honor.
Alright, then the statement of Rielaski will be taken to the record. Prosecution?
Yes, I have another statement.
Alright, you know the
This is
drill.
the statement of Shay Honeyfish Linderley, taken on the 7th of January, 1901.
And if I'm correct, before we start this, are you going to be reading the other statement as well, or will you be reading
Yes,
that?
I can. As it was left in, I will read it. I can read the other one first, as it was taken first, if it would suit the court in defense.
Defense? What would you like?
I would appreciate it to go in chronological order, Your
Okay,
Honor.
I'll read the first one first.
Alright, and yeah, if you could just address the dates on them as well.
So this was the statement of Shay Linderley Honeyfish, taken on the 1st of January.
You can't polish.
We went out to the yard and did some work.
Shut up, I'm
Jericho
annoyed.
said to me that she meant for Inya to come visit. She was bragging about
What did
to
you
me
say?
about how Inya had
She said,
sworn
"Shut
her
up, I'm
loyalty to Jericho and she was trying to piss me off.
This is all going wrong.
Actually, Your Honor, before I continue to read this,
It really
I would
is
like
going
to
wrong.
motion for the statement
Do
from
you
the
want a
beginning
cigar?
up until
No, I just want to clean my boots.
Okay.
where it says Agwe pulled me off and stuck me in the box right behind us. I would motion for that to be dismissed from this case, as it is not pertinent to this case in particular. It is in relevance to another case.
Defense?
Would I be can I be given 30 seconds to read
Yeah.
through that portion?
Do you want me to clarify which section it is again, or did you get it?
No, from the very beginning to the word box, correct?
Yeah, where it's in
Right.
brackets and it says
Mhm.
box by, yeah.
Just give me 1 minute to read through that, please, Your Honor.
Elijah,
Yeah. Yes.
you've had boots this clean.
My boots are not actually that clean.
I object to the dismissal of this
That doesn't
portion
matter.
of the statement, because I believe that
never
the
seen
events
boots that
which
clean,
led
though.
up to Agwe,
Do you actually even wear those in the
hitting
mud?
Shay Linderley over
Oh, yeah.
the head with their revolver is pertinent to the case, no matter if the actual the actual death of Inya Nordskov is not directly this case's in the realm of this case. I believe that the events which led up to Agwe doing what he did is extremely relevant.
Okay, 1 second. Mr. Beckett, what are you doing back there that you're making so much damn noise and everyone's looking at you and their mother?
He's cleaning his boots.
Just
Mr.
getting some.
George.
Alright, do you
Grooming.
perhaps think that there is another time in which you can do that, Mr. Beckett? Like, not now, preferably?
I'll try and contain my urge, Your Honor.
Yes, please. I know it's very hard to not clean your boots for an extended period of time for whatever reason.
May I continue, Your Honor?
Yes, sorry. I just didn't want that noise echoing the throat.
No problem whatsoever. I believe that without Inya Nordskov's death, Agwe would not have done what he, the actions that he did. So therefore, neglecting that portion of the statement, I believe, is would be completely detrimental to my defense.
Are you sure you don't want one of those cigars
Alright,
now? There,
I
Blizzard?
will overrule your motion.
Okay,
I will read the statement in its entirety.
Okay. We went out to the yard and did some work. Jericho said to me that she meant for Inya to come visit. She was
There
bragging
you
to me
go.
about how Inya had sworn her loyalty to Jericho. She was trying to piss me off. Eventually,
They're from
Inya was
Gorma.
doing medical for everyone in the prison. I kind
Is
of
it me?
needed. Actually, no, that's not entirely correct. They told me to go see Inya. I think it was Quinn or Kings. I can't entirely remember. One of them told me to go see Inya. I made a comment about how I was surprised they were letting me, and they said my hands needed to be seen to. I sat with Inya as she fixed my hands.
Do you
Inya said she
need
was going to
a,
live on and
you
have a
need a
perfect
match?
life that she'd been working towards, but she was going to be loyal to Jericho because she was the only one to care for her. Which is funny since Jericho bit her tongue in half. I can't remember exactly what I said, but it was something to the effect that I was doing her a favor. She was right. I never really cared for her, and I slipped her scissors off her belt and stabbed her with them. There were a couple of guards standing around when it happened.
What?
Kings, Agwe, and Quinn. They were all standing less than probably 6 feet away from me when I did it.
Yeah, it's
They'd
all
all been
fucked up.
trying to keep an eye on me, but it kept getting distracted. Quinn and Agwe had been fighting. They don't seem to get on too well, so they were kind of caught up in that. They didn't initially notice what I had done.
Oh, you don't know
It took
that.
probably 20 seconds after I stabbed her for anyone to realize what had happened. They noticed when she realized herself and started screaming. That clued them in. They pointed guns at me. I dropped the scissors. Agwe pulled me off and stuck me in the box right behind us, the box from the entrance.
What?
It gets a little blurry from there, but I know there was about 5 minutes where Agwe stood by the box with me going, "What the hell? Why would you do that?" I couldn't see what was going on from outside where I was. Eventually, Agwe let me out and walked me out to the field, I think by the telegram station thing. I don't know why he took me out of the cell. He had a conversation with me. I'm actually going to be honest, I don't really remember most of that conversation. I remember him telling me that he really wanted to hate me and that he was mad at me, but he couldn't hate me because I reminded him too much of his siblings. I think he may have hit me once or twice, but I can't really remember. It wasn't a big deal. After he brought me back, he left me with the 4 deputies. He completely walked away. I was talking with the deputies as they asked me questions, and it was outside the walls. Agwe came back out maybe 10 minutes later, and he looked at me. And I can't remember what he said, but I think he said, "I can't believe you did this." And he walked up with a gun in his hand and cracked my fucking skull. I'm surprised I didn't knock out. At that point, I think the deputies told him to fuck off. Maybe like 20 minutes between each incident of him hitting me from the fields to the wall. I think that night Kings tried to patch me up. Tried, or he was standing next to the person who did. It was a man who patched me up. I just can't remember things about that night I think I would normally remember. And now I'll read the second statement that clarifies. This
Alright.
is the second statement from Shay Honeyfish Linderley, taken on the 7th of January. My memory of the incident involving Agwe is clear. It is only after he hit me over the head that things started to get blurry. Agwe took me up to the windmill outside the walls. I'm going to be honest, I thought he was going to push me off because he seemed unhappy and unpredictable. He has always been unpredictable though. When we got up there, he told me to sit down and we had a conversation. He mentioned he wanted to hurt me, but he couldn't bring himself to do it because I reminded him of his siblings. We didn't stay up there long though, because deputies showed up. They walked out of the gates looking for me, and when they saw us, asked me to come down and talk to them. I did, and we had a conversation right in front of the windmill. Agwe left and went inside the walls. I was talking to the deputies and answering the questions. I felt like I was being generally well behaved. As I was talking to the deputies, Agwe came back and there was yelling. I can't remember what was said. He seemed to be power walking with intent towards me, and he walked straight up and cracked me over the head with his gun. The deputies seemed to shoo him away and they took me to get treated. The rest of the evening as I was getting treated was a bit of a blur with everything happening.
Alright. Defense? Anything to add or object to?
Yeah, I have something that I would, if that's alright.
Go on.
Alright. On 5 occasions within Shay's first statement taken on the 1st of January, they state they have trouble remembering certain details and moments from that night. That was around 10 days after the incident transpired, and still, the lapses of memory persisted, until approximately 6 days later, on the 7th of January, when they gave their second statement, in which the first sentence is such: "My memory of the incident involving Agwe is clear. It is only after he hit me over the head that things start to get blurry." I believe that this sudden change within 6 days indicates a level of dishonesty within the statements of Shay Linderley. Although yes, it is plausible to state that some of Shay's lost memories could be regained, the coincidental nature of such is very odd. To add, the inclusion of new opinion-based information such as "I thought he was going to push me off," the windmill because he seemed unhappy and predictable. He always has been unpredictable, though. Comes across as someone who has pondered their original statement, redacting, editing, and adding to it wherever they deem fit.
Your Honor, am I allowed a counter?
Please go on.
As a counter for that, for clarification's sake, in the first statement, it was taken by Deputy Marilee Holland as a statement to cover both the incidents involving Agwe and Inya. Most of the incidents and most of the times where Shay Linderley mentions that they are unsure or things are blurry are in regards to specifics of what people actually said. You'll notice in the second statement taken on the 7th of January, there is no additional information about things and information that was said. The clarification in the first sentence in the Agwe is because I specifically asked Shay Linderley to state what had occurred only pertaining to Agwe, as that is what this case is about, whereas the original statement was about both the Inya and Agwe case.
Alright. Both of your words and statements will be taken into account. Of course, statement being read aloud will remain in the record, but both of your words will also be taken into account when decisions are made. Thank you. Do you have anything else to present that perhaps I have not seen?
I don't know when I should submit the deposition of Jason Kings. Would I be able to do that after I bring up my subpoenaed witness?
Yeah, after your witnesses,
That's your witness, sir.
All right,
Yeah.
just making sure. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're totally good. Prosecution, is that all from you?
No further.
Alright.
Your Honor.
Defense, stage is all yours.
All right, to bring up my subpoenaed witness, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, I would like to bring Shelby Lord to the stand, please.
Alright.
Is the hand of the Bible there? Or would you like a constitution? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
Witness is sworn in.
Defense, take it away.
I'm just waiting for... do you want to stand behind the stand, Shelby?
I'm behind you. There you go.
Perfect. Okay. While incarcerated, how often did you interact with the defendant while on the island?
Quite a bit, I'd say. At least once every 2 days.
And could you describe the defendant's attitude towards yourself and other inmates while incarcerated on Siska Island?
I mean, I've never seen him act aggressive to anyone that wasn't being aggressive towards him or anybody else. He's funny, goofy, just good guy overall.
All right. Before the date of December 20th, did the defendant ever act sporadically while on duty?
Objection, speculation. He can't know how the defendant acted at all times.
May I rephrase the question?
You may.
In your recollection, before the date of December 20th, did the defendant ever act sporadically while on duty?
Not that I know of.
Could you list any times in which the defendant handed out physical punishment to yourself while incarcerated?
Objection, relevance to this case.
I believe that knowing whether or not this is a consistent, whether Agwe consistently enacted physical punishment against inmates is very relevant to this case.
This case has nothing to do with giving out a punishment unless that is what the defense is wanting to portray, which is not what they said.
We'll overrule the objection. Continue with this line of the question. I see you're trying to go with this kind of pattern thing here of his actions. Just try and make it a bit quick.
Absolutely. Could you list any times in which the defendant handed out physical punishment to yourself while incarcerated?
I cannot.
Could you describe any times in which the defendant handed out physical punishment to other inmates aside from the events which transpired on the 20th of December?
Objection, speculation. he can't know what punishment was handed out to other inmates.
Would you like to reword?
Yes. While you were incarcerated, did you ever see the defendant use physical punishment against other inmates besides yourself?
I did not.
All right. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through these pages here. I'm flipping through them. All right. No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Prosecution.
Yeah. Did you witness Agwe pistol whip Shay?
I did not.
What is your relationship with the defendant?
I'd say he's a friend, but yeah, he's a friend.
So you're on friendly terms with the defendant?
I'd say so.
Okay. No further questions.
Defense, would you like to redirect?
Sorry, just give me 1 second. While incarcerated, was the defendant, did the defendant give you any special treatment?
I wouldn't say
Objection relevance to this case. It's not about their relationship.
But, well, my answer to that would be you just asked about their relationship.
Well, it's not about how their relationship was in Sisica. I was just generally so that we can understand between the two of them.
Shirley, you can answer the question. Why not? We'll allow it.
I wouldn't say so, no.
All right, no further questions.
All right. You got any other questions, Miss Ira?
No further questions.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Lord. You are excused. Do you have any other witnesses?
I do not. No. I would like to submit one piece of evidence before I submit the deposition of Jason Kings. Would I be able to do it in that order? Or would you rather me... Okay, perfect.
However you want to do it.
All right. Well, Your Honor, I would like to submit HR 176, Department of Prisons Act as evidence. Specifically, the defense would like to focus on sections 7, 8, and 9, which are very pertinent to this case. I ask permission to read specific phrases within these sections before I say my main piece.
All right.
It's going to be interesting to hear.
I do have an objection. I think that for the sake of context, the entire act should be read out. Nitpicking bits and pieces of a bill can provide a misunderstanding of what it's about. I know Your Honor knows the bill, but for the general public, I think that the whole thing should be read out.
Sustained. All right. If you're going to read out the bill, you're going to have to read out all of it, Mr.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah. Doing a whole lot of reading aloud here today. Nobody's running a book club, but yeah, you know, it works.
While I'm reading, this is, especially section 7 is quite long, and can I specifically state which is the part that I would like to highlight while I'm reading section 7?
You can, as long as you're reading it all, you can mention, like, you want certain parts to be, like,
all right,
emphasized. Sure.
All right. Section 7, powers of the warden and their guards. These powers are in addition to the policies, practices, and rules as established by the warden. The warden and their guard shall have the power to issue orders to prisoners and visitors while those individuals are in Sisica Penitentiary. Prisoners, this is the part that I would like to emphasize. Prisoners may be ordered to move, stop, and do tasks, prisoners may be issued orders to move, stop, and do tasks that have been assigned to them by the warden or a guard that has been delegated such responsibility by the warden. Prisoners may be subject to reasonable physical force to move and or punish them if deemed necessary. Visitors may be ordered to move and stop by the warden and a guard. These orders must be issued in good faith and must be reasonable. The warden and their guards have the authority to retain someone's personal belongings until they serve their sentence, or indefinitely if they escape from custody. The warden and their guards may search any individual that are in, are coming into, or are exiting Sisica Penitentiary, and said individuals must comply. Material considered contraband, as decided by the warden and their policies, rules, and procedures will be confiscated by the warden and their guards. That is Section 7. Section 8, use of force. This first statement is the one that I am trying to emphasize. The warden and their guards may use reasonable force to ensure their orders, policies, procedures, and rules are followed. The warden and their guards may also use reasonable force to remove or detain individuals when preventing external or individual attempts to escape from and enforced spaces. Section 9, violation of rules. Anyone that violates the policies, procedures, and rules of Sisseton Penitentiary may face repercussions. Those may include, but are not limited to, ejection from Sisseton Penitentiary and/or prosecution for criminal charges dependent on the violation. This second paragraph is what I'm trying to emphasize. Prisoners may face additional consequences for violating the rules, policies, and procedures established by the warden. Those consequences can include, but are not limited to, additional tasks around Sisseton, less desirable tasks, confinement of a higher degree, and so on.
Alright. Miss Ira, you wanted the entire bill read out, is that correct?
The entire bill?
I mean, I'm fine with the rest of it not read out.
Okay. Yeah. I think these sections.
I didn't want it to be nitpicked and just one sentence here and there.
You mean like
if he's not
entirety of the
referencing section 10 or 11, then I'm fine.
I'm not.
Alright. Miss Ira, do you have anything to object to or add to?
No. I'll do it in my closing.
Alright.
May I continue?
Oh, please go on.
All right. Firstly, I would like to point out the situational term reasonable force in sections 7 and 8, especially within the context of this case. Violent is an understatement when it comes to Shay Linderly, also known as Honeyfish. The very name strikes fear in individuals across New Alexandria. We know what they are capable of. We know what they have done in the past. So, for a repeat offender of heinous crimes such as murder and maltreatment, who has just, by their own admission, stabbed an individual under the noses of...
Objection, relevance. Shay Linderly is not on trial here. Agwe is.
I believe that if I continue reading this out, it will eventually become relevant.
Okay, make it quick.
All right. Who has just by their own admission stabbed an individual under the noses of guards and fellow inmates, what qualifies as reasonable force? It is obvious that a major rule for inmates in Sisseton is not to, as taken from Shay's original statement, slip scissors off of someone's belt and stab. When an inmate does something of such brutality, they have absolutely violated the rules, policies, and procedures established by the warden and are liable to be punished as per Section 7 of H.R. 176. In addition, a lack of physical consequences for an inmate committing deplorable acts may serve as an incentive for future inmates to commit similar actions during their incarceration.
Objection, speculation.
Yeah, it is speculatory.
All right. In cases like this, in which the injured already has a mountain of a sentence waiting for them, and perhaps a noose, yet another charge being added to the list isn't going to fix the problem.
Objection, speculation again.
Where is this going, Mr. Goff? You said it was going somewhere, and I'm still waiting to see it.
Well, I'm trying to use the legislation, the Department of Prisons Act, to prove that it is... the way it is written does not make my client liable for the smacking of Shay Linderly over the head with his revolver.
All right, that can. Yes, go on.
I have an objection to relevance to the case. If the defense would like to provide evidence that order was given or would like to provide said policies or put on the stand a member of the Department of Prisons that can provide said policies, the prosecution would be willing. But if the defense, who is not a member of the Department of Prisons and cannot speak on their policies and procedures, wishes to continue to waffle on, we would like to object to that.
Defense?
Sorry. Would you be able to repeat that? I very much apologize.
The prosecution is unaware, and correct me if I'm wrong, the defense is a member of the Department of Prisons and knows that their policies and procedures, so therefore all of this talk about their policies and procedures is simply hearsay at this point. So unless the defense has a member of the Department of Prisons to put up on the stand or the policies and procedures to outline exactly what they are, then the defense would like this dismissed, this line of narrative dismissed as hearsay.
Well, the HR 176 Department of Prisons Act is publicly available for all
Yes.
individuals to read, and
But it mentions policies and procedures of which you have not provided what those policies and procedures are. You are just simply stating what you think they may be based on hearsay unless you have evidence to show what they are.
Do you have any, handbook or anything of the sort that states the procedures and policies of the
I do
Department
not,
of
but
Prisons?
I would state that stabbing somebody with scissors would definitely be breaking a procedure, rules, or...
Again, speculation and hearsay unless he has evidence that shows.
Sustained, Miss Ironmark. We'll move on. Do you have anything else you would like to present to the court, Mr. Yoff?
I would like to continue, if that is okay. Aside from that specific line of information regarding Section 8 and Section 7.
I'll let you do that in your closing. Your point has been made thus far. If there's anything you would like to continue to add, you are more than welcome to do that in your closing statement.
All right. I will do this in my
that
closing
cannot
statement.
be objected to.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else you would like to provide to the court today, Mr. Yoff?
Yes. I would like to provide the deposition of Jason Kings, taken by Springfield as of 3 a.m. on the 18th of January.
How would you like that read?
I can read it.
Before we get into this, if I stand corrected, there are a few objections to some questions that have been asked. Is that correct?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Let us go through those first, and then whatever has not been objected to, we can read aloud. I believe questions 5 and questions 6 were objected to. Question 6 was rephrased.
Yes. Question 5, I believe, was an objection that I made earlier that was overruled, so I am willing to withdraw my objection to question 5, and with the rewording of question 6, I'm also withdrawing my objection to that.
Okay, and objection 7, question 7, there was an objection to, is that correct?
Yes, I still maintain that objection.
So
would I be? Oh, sorry.
I'll just read it aloud for everyone to hear. So question 7, can you describe anything that was said by the guards of Shea before being handed off to Indian Nordskov to get their hands checked? This was to Jason Kings by you, Yoff, correct?
Indeed.
So the objection made by you, Ms. McCormick, was this line of questioning has nothing to do with the incident involving Agwe and Miss Linderly. Miss Linderly is not on trial here. Agwe is.
Correct.
Correct. You still stand by that?
I still stand by that.
Defense?
My rebuttal was that I was trying to confirm whether or not direct orders were given to Honeyfish during the before being handed off to Indian Nordskov.
I would like
As
to
per
rebut
the legislation of section. I'm sorry. Let me take a look at the legislation again. I just don't want to state the wrong section when. Oh yeah, as per Section 8, the warden and their guards may use reasonable force to ensure their orders, policies, procedures, and rules are followed. So I was trying to confirm whether or not direct orders were given to Linderly before being handed off to Indian Nordskov.
Yes, Miss Ira?
I would like to with stating that this incident in question occurs quite a considerable time before the situation with Agwe. In fact, Agwe had Shea in custody with them out on the field and then handed them off to deputies all before the pistol whipping. It is, frankly, any orders given that far behind have no relevance to this case.
And my rebuttal to that would be that the legislation has none of it states a timeline in which orders can be, in which someone can be given punishment due to orders that have not been, orders that have been, I can't think of the word, that have been neglected.
Alright, take a breath. Even formulate sentences.
It's his first case, please.
Again,
yes.
I would like to point out that the legislation also says that things must be reasonable. And expecting something and giving punishment quite a considerable time, 20, 30 minutes after any order was given, is
He's actually
not
doing not
reasonable.
too badly. It's just that I
Especially when they have the chance to issue any punishment prior.
No, that's.
The objection will be sustained.
I feel bad
The question
for
will
him.
be removed from the record. That being said, that is the only objection that remained. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Alright, so question 7 will be stricken. So when reading aloud, Mr. Yoff, please skip over that.
Absolutely. You would like me to read the entirety?
I mean, if you don't want to, we can definitely get the bailiff to. You can.
No, I can read it. Whenever the courts are ready, I can start reading.
Yeah.
Question 1. How many times did you and the defendant work on the island alongside each other? King stated, I'm not sure of the exact, but we worked quite a bit of shifts together. Question 2. Could you describe the defendant's attitude towards inmates during those times working alongside each other? He states, he was very cordial towards inmates. He was never harsh. He vaguely did work details, meaning punishment, etc. on island, and overall was very nice to inmates versus some other people. Question 3, did the defendant ever act sporadically while on duty? To which King stated no. Question 4, how many times did you see the defendant use physical force against an inmate on the island aside from the events on the 20th December? King stated never. I've never seen him act out that way. Question 5, how often did you witness other guards besides the defendant use physical force against an inmate on the island? And he stated multiple times on the island. Question 6, question 6 rephrased. Before handing Shay off to Inya to get their hands checked, who else was with you during that time? During that time, we had a lot of inmates around. We were in the fields working. The guards that were around were myself, Quinn Holloway, Agwe, and Apollo, and Evelyn Sanderson. I believe she was there too. And question 7 is struck off the record.
Miss Ira, would you like to read your cross-examination questions aloud, or would you?
I can do that.
By all means.
In regards to cross-examination, so question 1, did you see any of the events in question in regard to Agwe hitting Shay on the head? Kings, I walked out right before it happened. Question 2, but did you actually see the events? Kings, I can't recall. I do know I was in the area, but I had 8 inmates around me. Question 3, let me clarify. Did you see Agwe strike Shay Linderly with a pistol? Kings, no, not where I was standing. Question 4, did you see how Shay was behaving prior? And I mean in the immediate prior, within 5 minutes before the incident occurred? Kings, no. For clarification, because I don't know, do you work for the Department of Prisons? Kings, not at this time. I work for the Sheriff's Office, but I did then. Question 6, as a prison guard, are you encouraged to use violence as the first form of handling in any situation? Kings, no. There's no further questions.
Alright, so the deposition will be taken into evidence except question 7, which has been stricken. Yoff, do you have anything else to add? Perhaps a little poem or like a riddle at this point?
No, I do not have a poem or a riddle to add. No, I have nothing more to add at this very moment.
Okay, and prosecution, I'm assuming you don't either?
No.
Alright, book club is close to an end. We'll be moving to closing statements. Would you both like some time?
Yes, please.
Alright. How long would prosecution like?
If I can, 15?
Defense?
That sounds fine to me.
Okay, court is in recess for 15 minutes. We will come back on the dot. Court is now in recess.
Oh. Is there a place to check my telegrams? And
I use my gavel.
Like every other fucking government building, or no?
No.
I need water, and I can't. It's
How
on
about
my
you?
horse.
All right.
No, you're.
I'm too lazy to do that.
You doing okay?
Yeah. So Fletcher, you gonna finish cleaning your boots?
Petra, you're gonna pop a blood vessel up there. Keep scowling.
No, it's not going very well at all.
I hate to ask.
Yeah, you and me both.
Does maybe anyone have any water?
Who needs water?
I do. Sorry.
Not anymore, thank you.
Sorry. Who needs water? Just meet me down here at the end of the. You do right here. All right, here you go. There you go.
Yeah,
You can have
exactly,
those.
O'Neill. Yeah.
Not a problem. Nope, it's all right.
It's all right. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to drop the bottle.
Alright, I need to stretch my legs.
Oh, that's not such a bad idea.
Sorry.
Well,
Can I help?
You promise?
Hey, what?
What?
It's a nice necklace.
imagine sitting.
That's a new one.
I could barely
What
hear the
else is
fucking judge. All I heard was your shoes. That's all I
He's
heard.
stinking out the courtroom with a cigar.
Smells good.
No, thank you.
Can't believe this.
I appreciate it.
Well, I had to, didn't I?
No, why you
Red
gotta
chest
keep swearing to God? It sounds mean.
Yeah, stop swearing.
Doing all right, Lizzie.
What?
He whiz.
So she
Not
kind
in-
of walked.
Not in this courthouse, my lord.
I do agree, though. I do agree, though. I didn't call all over Petra.
Rocket,
To the
Rocket,
sand.
I think you just gotta get like a specialized can so you can just splash him with the water.
I mean, she basically gave him
Huh?
the line that he needed.
Oh,
He needed to call.
the church asked the priest to bless it.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could
That's on. That's on Joff.
Yeah, it is.
Might be good for her.
They could literally have called over
I don't
any
agree with
guard.
this.
It's for.
Howdy.
Are you on Zoom case?
Not.
I'm not enjoying it.
You're not.
Wait,
Why?
wait,
No.
what?
But the only thing that is annoying me more is how fucking loud people are. I can't understand why people can't have their indoor voices or you keep it to a whisper.
Now fuck it.
Well, to be fair, there were two people here whispering the whole time, so.
It was pretty quiet everywhere I was sitting.
I'm just being.
No, like I'm talking right now. Like I don't want to hear their conversation in the back.
Well, then go tell them that.
No, I'm gonna do the Swedish thing and
Okay,
stand
watch.
here and complain about it.
Watch how it's done, Miss Wyatt.
Watching.
Look, it was that easy. You have to go ask politely. Like a civilized citizen of New Alexandria.
It's not in my culture.
It's not in your culture.
Yeah.
Hell, man.
The Swedish thing to do is you just, look at them, and then hopefully they will see that you're staring. I don't know, what have you missed? What
talking
happened
about
is
people
up
being
front.
mad.
Nothing. You have always been sat there the whole time, silent as the grave.
I mean, we were pretty much talking about why the fuck didn't Joff call up any of us to the stand to the handbook, like Petra, for example.
I mean,
Fucking
You would have
bored and sitting in-
you'd have to subpoena the whole handbook, which means you'd have to ask me for it. So
that's what I was thinking.
Exactly. Why?
Not like you were sitting there the whole time, though.
that's why I had a fucking dumbfounded expression on my face when they're talking about, oh, how do you don't know the policies?
Yeah, and
You don't know the
she
policies.
gave the line. You could ask a warden to come up here.
I think you can ask the DOP to come up and take the stand. No.
2 people in command that he could have called.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to be available to come tonight, but some circumstances changed and I was able to show up. So. Were things bad over here during when you guys were sitting and watching?
There were a couple back here making a lot of noise, but other than that,
Fletcher and some other guy were sitting here
Talking the whole
tasseling
time.
constantly.
What the fuck was up with Fletcher cleaning his fucking
Cats.
boots?
he felt like it.
Oh yeah.
Miss
Fletcher being
Anderson.
loud as fuck.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You want to like make a stern pose for me, please?
Stern pose.
Yeah, stern
Sorry.
pose.
Me and everyone too.
No.
There you go. Thank you. It's an interesting case so far, honestly.
My biggest worry is how this affects our ability to do our jobs.
Well, hopefully it won't affect it too much. I mean,
I hope not.
Yeah, it's closer than it seems, you know? Oh, yeah. You actually have a case.
Oh, I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
That's more than half the motherfuckers that come in here.
What did she want me in a stern pose?
True.
I just have this feeling that you were clenching really hard onto a book.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she wanted you to drop it.
I didn't know that.
That comes later.
I'm off the LOA now, so I'll be around a little more.
That's good. I don't.
No, I
don't
really
know if
haven't
we've
been
met.
around.
No, Fletcher.
What's your name?
Agwe,
Evelyn Sanderson.
We have a couple times.
I'm bad with faces and names.
No, I would, yeah, but...
You're not the only one.
I mean,
Sit in front of the bench, my dear.
Agwe is technically has a case to stand on, with it being he can use force in procedure, but the way the argument's been presented has been weak. So I think it'll go the other way to an extent. Though Dre's quite fair, so we'll see.
Why you gotta make it so awkward? Get on all
It could have been a
fours,
lot
bitch.
easier.
Really? Did you really
Oh
have
my.
to say that?
Sorry.
Did you really have to say get on
No,
all
of course I
fours,
didn't have to
bitch?
say it, but I
Like,
said it.
Jesus Christ.
I have a question. What kind of rag do you use to shine your boots? Because that thing's
I
loud
can
as hell.
see the back.
Oh, it's got like.
It's made of the mustaches
all
of
about the-
criminals.
Oh my! Gotta approach from an angle, I think. You have to
I
come in
think
with a
if
westerly
you-
direction.
I don't know, but
Taking it to the courtroom.
This looks kind
No!
of. Oh,
Hell,
wow.
alright.
I'm walking away from this conversation.
Yeah, the rag is all about the friction. So, the harder you scrub it, the louder it's gonna.
No,
Oh, hello.
Sorry,
the fuck are
sorry.
you talking about?
Sorry.
He looks like a
He's
clown.
talking about friction and rags. It's fine.
The fuck is actually a goldfish?
I'm worried about you.
Mainly friction.
You heard that hip squeak?
What the fuck did you?
Piper.
I'm alright. Yeah, I'm alright. How are you?
I am doing well. I've got a very numb arse from sitting here all the time.
And a clean shit. You wouldn't stop fucking cleaning that thing.
I've got one clean boot, the other one looks a mess.
Well, I mean, you're still in recess. I mean, you could probably
Well,
clean
you
your
could have
boots.
fucking done it.
Right. God.
Yeah, somebody might shoot you, but yeah, you could probably clean the other one.
He's literally the exact opposite of Agwe.
No, now I'm walking away.
Everyone's tiny next to you, boss.
I thought it was great.
No, I'm calling you enormous. Which is fair because I am too.
Fletcher, you better not be shining your boot during the court proceedings.
It's not court proceedings yet.
You better stop
Oh,
by then.
shit. No.
Fletcher, I'll just come and grab your fucking boots from you.
I'm
I
sorry,
swear to God,
Fletcher.
stop.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. I'll clean
Don't touch me.
I'm cleaning it up. I'm
Yes,
cleaning
yes,
it. Cleaning it
monster.
off. I'm cleaning off the ash.
I'll clean up your corpse in a sec. Stop.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
I'm
There
gonna
you
murder
go.
you. It's happening.
There you go. That's clean now. Sorry about that. Aren't you excited to ride with me, Anthony? Thomas is going to be around too.
Oh, whoops.
Oh,
Oh,
ow.
got you there. Oh, sorry. Yawning.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right.
My bad. These accidents happen.
Yeah, it's all right.
Oh, I wish I could. I wish I could.
Why are you staring at your shirt like that? Oh my God, it's fine.
John,
Fletcher,
have you fallen
it's a
asleep in your
little
seat?
tiny bit of ash. I wiped
You
it off.
know who you're talking to here.
If you're speaking, I can tell you.
Yes.
Will you
No,
say
I'm here.
Apollo?
Prince Pretty himself.
Sorry, Alex. I was quite drunk. That's all. I'm gonna go back to
Sound
doing my best. I'm gonna go back to doing my best to pray for me that I stick up my ass.
No problem.
What are you doing? Oh my Lord.
Look at that. Almost as good as you.
It's a just in case.
Ye- All right.
No, I came over here as just a caution.
Gotta give it to you.
It's just to make sure something does happen. It's not just you guys being on the phone. It's a precaution.
With this up?
Oh, thank you.
Do you not have a handkerchief?
Covered in tiles.
I mean, I do, but it's terribly encrusted with snot right now.
Does anyone need food, by the way?
You don't have a bag at one?
I can't give a full view.
I do now.
I was gonna say you could use that big fucking oversized tie.
minute, officer. This is just a tie. Oversized.
That's a tie?
You say that beard of yours? That's
Need help
oversized.
dishing out any food, Olive?
It's
Everyone.
huge.
Oh no, I was just asking if anyone needed food because they can't eat right now.
Hi.
It's like the size of my cigar.
Would you like it back, or is it a present? Thank you.
Very welcome.
Depends on how Joyce sees the case, too. To be fair, it is what it is. Can't tell it. I know, but you know what it is. At the same time, it's not like how that many things will have to wait to see. At the same time, one person who much blame Murphy for letting know the fucking prison fees. I don't give a shit. Speed trial wasn't fucking real. Anything at the moment, everything after this is gonna be bloody. Well, not bloody, but bloody. One fish, one way or another. It started bloody, it's gonna be bloody. Yes.
No worries, Anil. Have a good night.
Oh, steady on.
Court is now back in session.
Yeah. Alright, I believe we will be moving to our closing statements. Prosecution. When you're ready.
To the courts. Today we have heard a mountain of evidence that proves that Agwe Dunsha did indeed hit Shay Linderley over the head with a pistol on the day in question. This is an indisputable fact that not even the defense has argued against. The defense has attempted to argue that Mr. Dunsha was empowered by HR 176, the Department of Prisons Act, to pistol whip Shay Linderley over the head, and thus was acting within his duties as an on-duty prison guard. This law states that guards have the powers to issue orders to prisoners and that they may use reasonable force to ensure these orders are followed. But the fact of the matter is, we have heard absolutely no testimony today that shows any order was given to Shay Linderley. In fact, we've heard testimony from all the deputies who were present that Shay Linderley was compliant with all orders and any questions that came from the deputies. If no order was ever given to Shay Linderley by Mr. Dunsha, then it is completely unreasonable for them to expect to follow. Not only this, but by Mr. Dunsha's own admission in his statement, he was not acting as an on-duty guard who was fulfilling his duty. He was angry with Shay. The one fact that remains identical in both of Shay's statements and Mr. Dunsha's is that Mr. Dunsha had admitted just prior that he wanted to hurt Shay. In fact, he admitted that he had beat them repeatedly before deputies came out to question them, confessing that the only reason he did not take it even further was his own conscience. Then, after no further interactions with Shay, he came outside and beat them over the head with a pistol. Again, the defense would have you believe that this was some sort of fulfilling his duties and exercising his powers. However, I'd like to remind you once again that all the deputies present testified that Shay was already complying with their orders and posed no immediate threat to them. The defense has also attempted to state that Mr. Dunsha was not known for his violent actions, that he was never previously known to use violence as a form of punishment, and that he was usually quite kind to the other inmates. So then I pose this question to the court. Why now? Why did he decide to go out of his way to inflict physical violence on an inmate who was, at the time, otherwise cooperating, and who had already, by his own admission, been beaten up by himself merely 10-15 minutes prior? It is clear that he was not acting under his job, and that it was out of pure anger and emotion. The circumstances surrounding this incident are vast. However, the prosecution would like to remind the court and the people that it is Mr. Dunsha on trial here. Regardless of who committed acts of violence against who and what their past charges were, Mr. Dunsha unlawfully pistol-whipped Linderley with his pistol out of anger about his friend Inya. It was not a guard enacting a punishment or a guard protecting those around him, but rather a man who was angry and upset and harmed another person. A crime was committed, and that cannot be disputed, and it is for that reason that the prosecution asks that the court find Mr. Dunsha guilty. Thank you.
Alright. Defense. When you're ready.
Mm-hmm. The prosecution, in their opening statement, brought up the legal definition of the crime aggravated battery. Although it was factually correct, I believe that to use that definition when involving an on-duty member of the Department of Prisons against an individual such as Honeyfish paints with broad strokes and strips the situation of all context. This isn't a case in which person X walks up to person Y and randomly smacks them with the butt of their revolver. Shay Linderly admits to stabbing Inya during their statement of events, thereby obviously violating the rules of Sisika Penitentiary. Members of the Department of Prisons are given special powers and privileges in regards to punish an inmate. And, when reading HR 176, it is evident that these powers are numerous. Not only have I attempted previously to argue that the term reasonable force in a situation like this is extremely gray, but there is much more than that. It is paramount to mention that HR 176 fails to lay out the consequences for a watchman who goes above and beyond reasonable force when punishing inmates. Nowhere in the legislature does it state that said individual should be charged criminally. I would like to shine a light on Section 9 of HR 176, and more specifically, how this portion of the legislation does very little to restrict the use of physical punishment and fails to clarify when and where such physical punishment is disallowed. Section 9, Violation of Rules reads, prisoners may face additional consequences for violating the rules, policies, and procedures established by the warden. Those consequences can include, but are not limited to, additional tasks around Sisika, less desirable tasks, confinement of a higher degree, and so on. The terms can include, but are not limited to, as well as and so on, fail to adequately define what punishments can or cannot be used within the walls of Sisika Penitentiary. It is extremely open-ended and left for interpretation, thus leaving the warden or watchman with no choice but to administer their own judgment call in any situation. In addition, the time frame in which an inmate can be punished for violating the rules, policies, and procedures established by the warden remains unclear. Therefore, due to the powers granted by HR 176 to members of the Department of Prisons such as the defendant, the defense believes that he should be acquitted of all charges. Your Honor, I believe this is a case in which the reputations of those involved are so very important. On one end, a man dedicated to his grueling profession, one in which it is required of him to stare evil in the eyes and witness his friends die. This man, whom I and many others respect, has his life and profession hanging in the balance due to these charges. On the other, a torturer who, by their own word, stabbed the doctors treating their wounded hands while in a high-security penitentiary. A malicious, manipulative, violent criminal who has time and time again shown that they will not change their ways. They deserve no pity. Even now, they are on the loose, on the run, with many warrants hanging over their head. My client is remorseful of his actions. He does not revel in hurting others. It takes a great toll on him. However, I believe that his empathy should not be taken as a admission of guilt. The defendant has worked in accordance with HR 176 the way it is written. I believe that this legislation disallows the defendant from being criminally liable for his actions. For these reasons, I believe the defendant should be acquitted of all charges.
We will go into a additional recess. When I come back, the verdict shall be read.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Why would I be kidding?
Are you?
You son of a bitch.
Those fucking boats.
Prime scrubbing time, alright?
Prime scrubbing, huh?
Yeah, prime scrubbing time.
Oh my fucking lord. You know what? My boats could use a little bit of cleaning. Do you have an extra rag?
I don't, but if you have that, you can little something, just like you wet it or something.
Hold on, let me see here. Oh, I don't know why I had this. But, alright.
Just remember that you're selling them. All right, I don't need you on my lamb. I'm good.
I know where I'm sitting. You don't want me to sit on top of you?
No.
Fletcher, I'm gonna be honest. Do you have doo-doo stuck in your shoes or something, man?
For the love of my fucking sanity, could you please just not? You two, please. Please. Seriously, come on.
I know, right? I know.
Thank you. Fuck.
God, a man can't clean his boot.
Not
You've been scrubbing
it's
for
not
like
appropriate right now.
how long now?
You cleaning your boot is a lot like me trying to rehabilitate Shay Linderley. It's fucking pointless.
The boot can only get so clean.
You wanna fucking clean the wall like fucking Fletcher cleans his boots?
Please don't.
Fletcher, take your boots off. You go
Your
on
Honor,
there.
if I have a question, I
Yeah.
think that if he cleans his boots again, you should give him contempt.
I will. In
Yeah,
fact.
seconded.
So, in order to avoid that, Mr. Beckett, please give your boots to a deputy or leave the courtroom.
Yes.
You will either raw dog the floor or you will be asked to leave.
Fortunately, he
Yo,
cannot leave the room at this time, Your Honor.
Oh, well.
The doors
Just sit your boots next to the bench or something.
Oh no.
What are you doing?
If it's the choice between leaving or taking my boots off, I'm
go ahead,
leaving.
take him out. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I mean, he is my. He's. I guess I'm going with him. He's kind of my.
Cock it up.
Yeah.
I told you guys, someone put glue in the locks.
Yeah, if you want to look at the door, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
What's it do?
Yeah.
Don't worry. That's one of those things that happens at this job. You know,
Right.
Don't worry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Are you attacking it from the right?
Back up. I think he'd be left.
I'm hitting on the left.
He's fine now. They're just watching this one now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring my bring my guitar next time.
Don't talk about them one.
My guitar is too big to actually carry around with me. Fletcher, would you like a cigarette?
Yeah, I need something. Come here.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you going through withdrawals right now?
I don't have to answer that. I'm not on trial.
wish you didn't say it like that, Shelby.
God.
No problem. Sorry I'm not talking much. It is 3 in the morning. I'm just going to stay until it's over, but then the stream will probably end pretty quickly afterwards.
And then Alan wondering whether someone they were saying by the game to trying to fix it. He just kind of stares like, oh, Maria. So Alan's fixing the door so he can actually get the fuck out when he's done. No, some fellas in fellow was in there. I'll just fix the door because it was not opening correctly. After a lot of people into the door, sometimes it doesn't always open correctly. Yeah, so fix it. I had to go fix it. You know, the hinges get all messed up. More or less.
God damn, is Carnegie taking this case? What's taking so long?
It is a good question, huh, Fletcher?
Sick of this shit.
Who'd you want to go after tonight, Fletcher?
The big ones. The
All right.
outlaws.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Mm-hmm.
Court is now back in session.
Alright, I ask that the prosecution and defense please rise as I read this aloud. The opinion of the court is as follows. Today, the court has been presented with compelling statements, live testimony, and a deposition. Throughout all of these testimonies, one fact remained. Agwe Dunshaw striked Shay Honeyfish Linderly with his sidearm while they were answering questions from deputies. This was an undisputable fact of the case. In order to rationalize and defend this act by Agwe Dunshaw, the defense has brought to light H.R. 176, Department of Prisons Act of 1901. With this, the defense has made the argument that Agwe Dunshaw was well within his right as a DOP guard act in a way that he did. The defense has made the argument that H.R. 176 also does not outline the repercussions of a DOP guard that has gone above and beyond reasonable force as is outlined in the law. As proven by the prosecution, Shay Honeyfish Linderly was acting in a compliant and non-threatening manner towards deputies. All deputy statements and testimony provided today stated that fact clearly. Shay was not acting in a manner in that instance that would have warranted the battering they received. While the court does not doubt Agwe Dunshaw took his job seriously, and as was proven today, was well liked by some of his prisoners, it does not excuse the actions he committed. There was no valid reason provided to the courts today to show that the defendant was well within his right to use reasonable force. Additionally, it has been proven without a shadow of a doubt that Agwe went to Shay not with the intention of following any order or procedure, but to hurt the individual. With that, I'll read once again aloud part of the statement the defendant has provided. I lose myself. It goes black, it goes white, and I start laughing, but it's denial laughter. I get up, I go back outside, and I feel myself taking my gun out, and some part of me knew to not shoot Honey. Nor even try to stop me, but I push past her and I go to Honeyfish, and I feel my arm raise, and Honey stares at me, and the deputies are watching me to see what I'm going to do. I see myself smack Honeyfish over the head, and a hair crack over her skull. It is clear to the court today that Agwe Dunshaw is guilty of all charges he faces today. As such, Agwe is sentenced to 30 months to be served either locally or within Sisika State Penitentiary, is also ordered to seek out help to deal with this loss that has affected him so, and any issues of anger that he cannot control. It is so ordered. Thank you. Court is now closed. Alright. So because I believe the door is barred, we're going to have some issues. I believe we're just going to have to get out individually, one at a time. I'm not sure how that's going to be done, but I'm hoping someone's going to help us out with that.
Open sesame.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you
kind
were
of
asking
had to throw everything on my horse because apparently no tools or anything, useful was allowed to be having along. So I have no food, I have no water, I have nothing.
I see. Yes, I do need some water. I
with
can
my food.
trade.
All right.
What do you
Well,
mean?
all right. Here, I'll hand you this.
I give you turkey.
There you go. Just hand me back my canteen after. My only canteen.
Aye.